Hey guys, and welcome to my Asra makeup tutorial from the game The Arcana. I love this Dream Magician and the game is so beautiful that, I don't know, doing makeup for him is just really fun and I thought I'd share my process with you guys. So I hope you enjoy and let's get started. So I'm starting off with a fresh face. Here I've got my contacts in, and to begin I'm going to use a nice powder foundation that a friend gave me. I don't know what the name of it is. I can go check actually and put that in the description. After that I'm going to go in with a light brown eyeshadow from Sephora. I don't know exactly what shade, but it kind of depends on your skin tone honestly, to do some gentle contouring. Yes, I do always make that face just to make sure I don't overdo it on the jaw contour. You'll see me do it again for the other side. I actually recommend it. It's pretty useful since you can't really see it like looking straight on in a mirror. But yeah, it looks kind of silly, but you know, it has a purpose. Now I'm looking off screen to reference this image of the best boy while I do some specifics like eyeliners for the eye makeup, so I can get the general look down, like eye shape, etc. I also just like looking at him because he's pretty. Now for the eyeliner, I'm not going to do anything too crazy, but it is pretty defined in the art, so I'd recommend using a liquid black liner if you're comfortable using it. I also ended up adding a little bit on the bottom lash, you know, for like some drama, but you do you, whatever you want to do, honestly. Now it's some shimmer time, baby! A little bit on the inner corner goes a long way, honestly, and always looks baller, so there's that. And also on like the middle of the eyelid, I don't know what that's called, but if you put a little bit there, it really does the trick. Now I'm going to start going in with like a weird kind of brown blush technique that I've started doing. I'm using a cream palette that I'll show you later. It's from Makeup Forever. It's so good. I love it. I use it for like everything. But I think that I do this technique to open my eyes. I actually don't really know why I do it. I think it kind of highlights my face, my cheekbones. Yeah, if we're being honest, I'm not that qualified to do a tutorial for makeup. I just kind of do whatever I feel like doing and call it a day. Now it's time to pull out the big guns and get some gold pigment up in here. So here I'm using some like concentrated gold from the palette I was talking about before. And I do it for general highlighting, so like my cheekbones and my nose. Also, I do a little bit on the Cupid's bow, which is like the upper lip, and under my eyebrows. It's what he needs. He's so glowy. In every single picture he is so glowy, and so he deserves as much gold glitter as possible in my opinion. Here, I'm going to start doing some light freckles too, just because in the art that I'm looking at, it looks like he might have like some variation to his skin tone, and also because if you follow me on Instagram, I'm sure that you know my love of freckles, and it runs so deep, and I adore doing them. I just think it looks so cute. So here I'm using a brown cream pigment and an old mascara applicator to randomly kind of dot on freckles on my upper nose, and to make sure I kind of like poke the dots a few times after the initial application to kind of spread the color and make the shapes look different and not so uniform as perfect dots. And now I remember to show you the product I've been using basically on my whole face here halfway through the makeup tutorial, but alright. It's time for eyebrows. So I have pretty full brows anyway, and I don't really attempt to cover up or hide them in any way. So usually whenever I cosplay any character, I kind of go for a dark brow look. It's just like easier for me. I usually start with a bold straight line on like the underside of my brow to define the initial shape, and then I fill it in lightly where needed and try and fade things out nicely. I try not to use too much product because I fear that they get like a little blocky, but some people can really pull that off and I totally respect that, but my eyebrows are full enough already. They just need a little bump up, so you know, nothing too wild. After looking at the art that I'm referencing again, I just actually decided to do something a little different with my lip makeup. I usually don't do that much, but here I'm actually using orange and brown to shade my upper lips, and I actually ended up lining them in brown for a kind of more like cartoony, like illustrated look, and I think it actually ended up really pretty for him. And then I sealed it up using my fave sparkly thick gloss because, as I said, you know, this kid really be glowing. As a final touch, I add some brown under my nose to kind of define the tip, just to kind of add with the cheek and the lip makeup. Now to put everything together. So here's the wig application. It takes a little bit of finagling for me, and I'm also going to do some collarbone contour since the shirt is pretty revealing on top. So basically I'm using the same brown that I used before to kind of darken underneath and in like the grooves, I guess. And then I also use the same gold to highlight to match the cheeks and my nose. So it might look dramatic in person / on camera, but when you're taking pictures and if you're at a con, it reads really well and just adds a little extra pop. For me, I think cosplay makeup can be whatever you want it to be, so there's no really like correct way to use makeup for cosplay. You do you. My approach can kind of be summed up as whatever I feel good in, and I usually prioritize what I feel comfortable wearing rather than what is canon, and honestly I think it's worked out for me pretty well, although you guys can be the judge of that, I guess. Yeah, so feel free to adjust colors, shades, techniques, and of course, like for your skin tone, face shape, skip some things altogether if they're not for you too. This is by no means a guide, and actually just kind of a walkthrough of what I did, and I hope that this video can inspire you in whatever look you're off to do next. Thank you so much for watching, and happy cosplaying! If you have any questions, of course, feel free to leave a comment or DM me on Instagram at ChiliConCos, and I hope you all have a fantastic and magical day. See ya!